Real quick before we jump into the video, guys, for the rest of this year I'm going to be on a fundraising campaign to raise a minimum of £1,000 for the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. For more information on the charity and what it does, and for the donation links, please look in the description below. And thank you all for your continued support. Enjoy the show. What's going on, guys? Right, my teacher in the house, and we're back with the RBL final. Your Royal Bomber for Bombies are taking on the Portland Snailblazers and Coach Ben Zossim in an epic rematch of Week 6, where we unfortunately lost 2-1, where I collapsed in Game 3 and had some pretty bad luck in Game 1. So this match is going to be a very, very intense series. Of course, we got here having two relatively comfortable games against Matt Flame and Rakustic. Ben had a bit of a tough run in the semi-finals. He was the #1 seed, of course, so he had a bye in the quarters, and then had a very intense series against Saiyan Bush Sr., which, quite honestly, in my opinion, Saiyan should have won that game, but Ben played out of his mind and played his way back in. So, definitely a very, very strong opponent, and also the only team in the league that has a favourable matchup into me, so this is a very scary game. Ben is a fantastic player, as well as having the best team, in my opinion, to face me with. So, last time round, he brought the Rillaboom Ensign, Aerodactyl Garchomp, Machamp, and a Rangaroo. I don't really anticipate too many changes. I'm not sure he brings Aerodactyl Garchomp again. I feel like there's a world where he could bring Aerodactyl Garchomp, but it didn't really do much against us. In Week 6, the only thing it really did was die before it got the tailwind up, and then do a little bit of damage with the Garchomp, but I burnt it and made it pretty irrelevant quite soon after. So I'm not entirely sure it comes again. I do think he could easily bring the Primarina and the Glastrier, which is definitely something I am very seriously considering expecting. But we do still have to factor in the fact that Aerodactyl Garchomp could still come. I do think Incin is phenomenal against my team, so I definitely think it comes. And honestly, the only Pokemon on this team that I have a hard time beating is Machamp. Which feels a bit weird to say that, because Machamp's a low-tier Pokemon, but Machamp really did annoy me quite a lot in Game 3. I didn't really play against it very well. But we have made some changes to the team that we brought to Week 6, with some little bit of ideas in mind. So, yeah, let's get into the team, and let's go to what we're building. The name theme for this week is I've named all of my Pokemon for and all the remaining players that did not make the final, because I wanted to thank everyone for making this such a great season. It's been a pleasure to be a part of the season, so I wanted to bring you guys with me along the way. So let's get on into it, shall we? We have 4 Hermes Game Corner, of course. I unfortunately had a hard time giving Hermes a name, but as he is soon to be a father relatively soon, he's going to have a little baby head to look after, so I thought, why not? So it makes sense for Hermes in a way, but of course the Shuckleberry, Galarian, Weezing running basically fully Spadef. In this instance, there's a tiny little bit of speed on here to make sure I outspeed Minspeed or Rangaroo. The same stat I had last time in that sense. This basically shuts down its ability to Trick Room in the late game. It also can turn off abilities, which is very nice with the Neutralizing Gas. We're running the same set: Protect, Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, Sludge Bomb. No room for Strange Steam. I debated on it instead of Taunt, but I actually need Taunt to deny a Rangaroo. Will-O-Wisp is too good against Rillaboom, so definitely worth it. Also, buttoning the Glastrier really does help out as well, should Glastrier come. And of course, we're Calm Nature because we want that extra Spadef. This allows us to live a Primarina hit as well. It's just something to bear in mind. It does also allow us to take on things like the Rangaroo Psychic, because I expect if a Rangaroo does come again, which it should, it's going to be fully Fizdef like it was last time, so it actually lives a hit from Regigigas. Because I do think he might predict Regigigas to come this time, so we'll see. Next up is for Huggy Bear, of course, our Urshifu, literally a bear Pokemon, so why not? We're running Choice Scarf again with enough speed to outspeed Aerodactyl, which is the only thing we really need to outspeed. I could have run this to outspeed Scarf Rillaboom, but there's no point because it has Grassy Glide, so felt like a bit of a waste. Obviously, if he is faster than me, then so be it. We do actually have a decent amount of HP on this because of that. But we are adamant, so we are going to hit pretty hard. With Surgeon Strikes, Ice Punch, Close Combat, and Poison Jab, I believe that was the exact same set that I brought last time. But Surgeon Strikes one-shots Aerodactyl before the Tailwind comes up, which is really important. Ice Punch is actually very nice to deal with things like the Garchomp. Obviously, the Garchomp is most likely going to be Yachi Berry, so that's something to bear in mind. Close Combat, just incredible stab. Hits incredibly hard. Do need to watch out for Glastrier weakness policy, though. And then, of course, Poison Jab means I'm not entirely walled by Primarina. Does mean I get a hit off before I die to the Moonblast. Alright. Next up is for Rotten. That thing knows Surf. I'm sure he probably remembers that. We're running Expert Belt. Debated on Focus Sash. Might change this later on, but I think Expert Belt is perfectly fine. We are running Pickpocket as usual. We are more or less max speed, max attack. We're just enough speed to outspeed aid Scarf Rillaboom speed creeping Garchomp. That was the set he brought last time. He basically brought the Scarf Rillaboom with enough speed to outspeed Garchomp by like 1 or 2 points, which meant that the Rillaboom could high horsepower into my Weezing, proc the Sugar Berry so the Max Quake from the Garchomp does more damage. That was basically the strat he bought last time. I do think it may well come again, because it is a good way to shut down my Weezing, because he doesn't want Machamp his guts getting turned off when it's burned or whatever. So yeah, definitely expected to come again. So we got enough HP. We do actually live a Grassy Glide pretty comfortably from full, so not too bad. We are running Ice Shot, Triple Axle, Knockoff, and Poison Jab. Poison Jab, again, is super nice because it allows me to not be walled by Primarina. Triple Axle one-shots Rillaboom from full. It also one-shots the Aerodactyl. No, although Aerodactyl does outspeed, so Ice Shot is probably more likely my play. Knockoff is nice because if I can get rid of a potential policy off the Glastrier or the Machamp, prevent it getting boosted, I don't have to worry about running super effective hits into it. Knockoff is actually also really nice against things like the Oranguru, because it's probably Berry, if I had to guess. So definitely preventing its longevity would be very nice. Also, getting rid of things like the berries on the Incin would be nice, as well as getting rid of a potential Scarf on the Rillaboom would also be really nice. So this thing's got a lot of decent sets. With being Adamant, Expert Belt, Ice Shot actually 2-hit KOs Rillaboom, so it can't actually switch in. Which makes this very interesting. Obviously, if he is Scarf max speed, he will outspeed, and then the Grassy Glide will have priority, but it won't matter, because he won't kill me. So, yeah. Definitely an interesting threat. Could still be a max target. Definitely could potentially be a max target, because Max Ooze into a Sludge Bomb from Weezing actually kills Rillaboom from full, which is kind of funny. I don't think he'd ever expect that, but yeah. It does. So, that's the thing. Next up, we briefly saw it because I accidentally clicked the wrong button. We got for Saiyan Bush to Ferrothorn, pretty much the closest thing to a Bush on my team, so why not? Running Leftovers as usual. We are running basically Fizdef, which feels a bit weird because we could use this to wall Primarina, which essentially this does anyway, so I'm not really that concerned about that. But this allows me to take a fighting move from Machamp, it allows me to take a fighting move from Rillaboom, it allows me to potentially take a Max Knuckle from Glastrier, although it's kind of tricky, because Glastrier is a bit of a problem in general. We're running Leech Seed Protect, Knockoff, and Acid Spray. Acid Spray might seem a little bit weird, but Acid Spray wearing down Primarina's Spadef is actually kind of a nuisance. This does actually also allow me to take on Rillaboom 1v1, so long as he doesn't have a fighting move, or if he does have superpower, his attack gets lowered every time anyway. So I don't think he'd run that, I think he'd more likely run Drain Punch. But Acid Spray is pretty nice because it can actually, just really wear down the bulk, and it could mean that I can potentially pair this up with Weezing. And Acid Spray into Sludge Bomb does just so much work. So it's definitely worth the effort here. Knockoff is just a general whole little move. Again, getting rid of items on this team can be very beneficial to us. So definitely worth it. If we can get a Specs off the Primarina, we can really shut down with Leech Seed Protect. So yeah, definitely scary for him. Next up is for Matte Flame, the Sableye, pretty much the last thing. I was hoping to bring Cinderace, but it had a bit of a rough matchup, so I decided not to in this instance. We're running Citrus Berry as we did last time. It was actually called Darkness before. Running the Prankster as normal. Will-O-Wisp, we've got Ally Switch this time. We had Quash last time, but we're running Ally Switch this time. Recover and Taunt. So, debated on running Nightshade instead of Recover, but I actually kind of like Recover because if I do get out prioritized by the Scarf Rillaboom, for example, if I get a burn off on it, I can just recover stall it, and then I'm essentially going to be living for a long time. If I can spread some burns on the Garchomp, the Rillaboom, the Glastrier, Sableye kind of shuts them all down, and I can essentially stall them out pretty comfortably, so that's going to be the game plan here. So definitely an interesting one. Ally Switch is also nice because he brought Will-O-Wisp and Incineroar last time. So if I lead Sableye, Zeraora, for example, I can Ally Switch, let Sableye take the Will-O-Wisp that the Incense potentially going for, or the potential Parting Shot, and then just work my way around that, which will definitely help us out because we can potentially burn the Incense partner. Obviously, we can't burn Incineroar, that's something to bear in mind, but yeah, either way, pretty scary mon, of course. Sableye generally very, very strong in matchups against physically offensive teams, so we'll see how well we can use it this time around. Obviously, Primarina is a threat, so I do need to bear that in mind, but we do have Ferrothorn, so not a big deal. And also, we have for Acoustic, of course, the Zeraora running a Soul Vest. Again, a potential Focus Sash if I need it. I'm not entirely sure I do, though. And we are running enough speed to outspeed Aerodactyl, which means, unfortunately, we have to be Jolly, but we can be max attack still and have a sizable amount of HP. Definitely helps us out. We're running Physical this time. Last time we ran Special, and it didn't really do anything. So this time we're running Physical. So this is kind of a bit of a bait, because I'm not actually planning on using this max particularly offensively. In that sense, it's more of a supportive max, even though it's got a huge amount of offensive moves. So we're running Iron Tail, Close Combat, Plasma Fist, Outrage. Outrage, of course, for max Wormwind drops my opponent's attack, which is exceptionally good against things like the Glacier, the Rillaboom, and the Garchomp, all having ground moves. Here's Close Combat, of course, boosts my attack up, so if Incineroar starts causing problems, I can just boost it back up. And Iron Tail is an interesting one. We brought this against Matt Flame in the quarterfinals, but this one actually allows me to Steel Spike into Aerodactyl, which actually one-shots it if it's not Focus Sash. The defense boost is actually very, very nice because it can actually provide the defensive wall for Sableye. And that's essentially what we're going for here. And of course, Plasma Fist is Stab. Also is my answer to Primarina out of Trick Room, so definitely worth it. It's a very, very scary offensive max, but it's not necessarily my best max target, because things like Weavile is a very solid max. Even Urshifu could be a decent max, if I feel the need to max Urshifu instead. So it's definitely an interesting game. We've got a lot to offer here. Obviously, the only change personnel-wise is we brought Colossal last time, because I wasn't afraid of Primarina. This time round, I do think Primarina has to come, so we're bringing Ferrothorn instead, which may be a mistake, honestly, but it's the best opportunity I have, as Ferrothorn is my Spadaf wall. It does handle most special offensive mons pretty nicely, so we shall see. But that's going to be the team we're bringing to the final. Good luck, of course, Ben, and thank you everyone in the RBL for making us a fun season. I would love to win this one, because this would mean it's my only league format that I've not won, so definitely would love to win it. But Ben's a great player, so either way, whatever happens, it's going to be an entertaining series. I'm going to have a lot of fun, so let's take us into the battle in a minute. Alright guys, we're connected up with Ben. We are having to slightly remake game 1, unfortunately, because Ben accidentally only selected 3 Pokemon. You can see the 6 he brought down below. I originally predicted he'd bring Oranguru Machamp again, but he did not, which isn't the worst for me. We can bring Urshifu, Zeraora lead. He led Aerodactyl to Ralladon in the back, so we will bring Primarina. He does lead Aerodactyl to Ralladon. He's probably got Primarina in the back. So we're gonna lead with Zeraora, Urshifu as we led in the original one. We'll bring Weezing and Ferrothorn in the back. Because I do think Primarina has a good chance of being in the back, as does the Rillaboom. So being able to take these on is pretty decent for us. Good luck, have fun, Ben. Let's see what happens in this series. It's gonna be exciting. I don't really know what Duraludon plans to do. I'm assuming it maxes. It does get a pretty extensive move pool. I like his nicknames. Very Star Warsy. I can respect that. So the question is, what do I want to do here? Because I could definitely max my Zeraora here to give me the best chance to live. But I'm definitely Surging Striking into the Aerodactyl. We're going to deny the Tailwind. The question is he physical or special on this Duraludon? I mean, I'd imagine it's probably special, just to take advantage of the Thunderbolt option. But I do kind of like the Max Knuckle play, so that's what we're going to go for. I could have Wormwind. He actually switches Aerodactyl out into what? Yoda, what's that? Rillaboom. That's actually fine, because we worm-winded. So, that's actually not terrible for us. Maybe I should have switched the Shifu out then. I may have misplayed this turn, but we are going to get attack boost on Zeraora, which is very nice. So, this is not a terrible play for me in a way. Obviously, the Surging Strikes is going to do very little damage. But we can switch out next turn if we survive. As we do see the Surging Strikes, it is going to come off. Gonna get a bit of chip on this Rillaboom. I actually did more than I expected. That's interesting. I wonder if he's not heavily HP invested. I was expecting that to do a lot less. But he's gonna realize that I'm Scar for Shifu again, which is what I bought last time. So not too surprised. And did about half. Okay. So the next one will kill the Duraludon then. Which is actually really good for us. If we live the turn, this is gonna be interesting. We don't live. He's Policy. Okay. That's kind of scary. Policy Duraludon. And he has Thunderbolt. So Shifu's gonna go down. Little unfortunate. Not the best turn for us. So let's see. I mean, going into Sableye doesn't feel. Oh, I don't have Sableye, but So we know this is a special Duraludon. So I think what I do then is I'll go into Ferrothorn. Let's see. I think I need to protect, because I'm not entirely sure what this Rillaboom wants to do. But another Knuckle will kill this Duraludon. I also kind of want to reduce... I'd like to reduce this Rillaboom's damage output if I could. Not bringing Weavile was a mistake, I think. But we are gonna... Oh, and does he max? He does. What is he maxing? Rillaboom? If it's Rillaboom, that's interesting. I think it's Duraludon now. It's Rillaboom, actually. Okay. I don't know if that's bad for me. Because we're gonna take out the Duraludon here. Oh, I wonder if he max Quakes. He does protect, so he is going to survive this turn. Which is kind of interesting. I want to see what he opted for. I guess he knuckled into my Ferrothorn. Which could be a problem. Yeah. Little unfortunate. We didn't play this game too well, game one. Definitely a very interesting situation for us. We are going to get an attack boost here. What is he up for? Drum Solo. Is that going to kill me? No. Okay. Close, though. Pretty darn close. Okay. So that's pretty scary. The fact that that did so much damage. I'm going to go for the Acid Spray into the Rillaboom. And then Wormwind. Do I want to kill the Duraludon? I mean, it is definitely annoying. I have Wheezing in the back, which isn't super great. I'm gonna Wormwind into the Duraludon. It should kill. With +2 attack at this point, it definitely should kill. Yeah, she switches Duraludon out, so... Adigalia, that's the arrow, right? Yeah. Okay, this is pretty bad. We are going to get a Wormwind, so we are going to lower the attack damage out. And we do see the Sash, not surprised. Huh. This is kind of interesting. Definitely interesting. Obviously, dropping the attack definitely helps us, as he does Drum Solo again. Into the Zeraora. Okay, so Zeraora goes down. I actually didn't do too bad, though. The throwing my Shifu turn 1 was a mistake. Okay. Gonna get a better chip. No harm in that. Lower that Spadef. Okay, get the terrain boost. I actually am interested to know what item this thing is. Well, we are going to bring out the Weezing. So this is where it gets a little tricky for us. I do feel like I need to protect. So I could Acid Spray again, or I could knock off. I think knocking off the Rillaboom might be my play and then protect. I think I do need a Sludge Bomb though. Yeah, okay. This is a very aggressive play, which is probably not smart, as he does taunt. Which is actually fine, because we didn't go for a protect here. Max Quake into my Shuka Berry. We should take this. Yeah, nice and easy. That attack drop definitely is helping us here. Spadef Rise is a little unfortunate, but it's okay. I want to see what this item is. Actually did a lot of damage there. That's pretty nice. We didn't get the poison, which is a little unfortunate. But we do knock off his item. Miracle Seed, okay. So he's not Scarfed, which actually helps us out a lot here. The fact that he's not Scarfed is not terrible for us. The Rillaboom max is over. So him taunting definitely was an interesting play there. We're gonna Acid Spray into the Rillaboom. We'll do a Acid Spray. I kind of want to knock off in case he switches. We'll knock off and protect. See, we did actually see him stay in still, which is interesting. I felt like he might have switched there. Rock Slide, okay. So he's going for Flinch Hacks. He does connect on Pharaoh. How much does it do? Nothing. Not a surprise. High Horsepower. Interesting. And we do get flinched. Okay. That's a little unfortunate. Interestingly, high horsepowered Pharaoh there. Huh. Okay, grassy terrain is gone, which is actually really nice for us. That means the grassy glide's doing nothing. So, I think I go for the same play. I knock off here and Sludge Bomb. I should take a high horsepower at -1. He is just gonna Rock Slide again. I mean, this is definitely how he has to play if he wants to win. Here's the high horsepower. Into Weezing this time. We do take it. And Hermes does not flinch, which is nice. There goes the Rillaboom. I think we still lose this game, but I just want to see if I can glean more information. So we know this is Miracle Seed, and Ferrothorn flinched again. Man. We're getting very unlucky with these flinches. But now we don't have Taunt to worry about anymore, which is fine. This Aerodactyl's not doing a lot, other than Rock Sliding. So he probably goes Duraludon here. Obi-Wan is the Duraludon. Okay. So, I'm going to protect. In fact, I think I double protect here. The problem is I don't really know what else he's going to do to me here. So we are going to double protect just to scout his moves. We're going to see what he does. Taunt, not surprised to see that. And Flash Cannon into Weezing. Alright, well the Flash Cannon's probably going to kill my Weezing here. I wonder if he has a move for Ferrothorn on this. We know this is policy as well, so I think I actually just want to try and take out the Aerodactyl here, because he's just going to keep trying to taunt my Ferrothorn, which makes sense, because he doesn't want me Leech Seeding. Here comes the Flash Cannon, it will kill my Weezing. Little unfortunate. But yeah. The only reason I'm playing this out is I want to try and glean as much information as possible. So I know this thing is Policy and has Thunderbolt and Flash Cannon. The Aerodactyl is Focus Sash. The Rillaboom was Miracle Seed, Drum Solo, High Horsepower. Hit Fisto, what is that? Primarina. Ah, that explains the taunts. Okay, well, I'm still taunted here, so I'm gonna Acid Spray the Primarina. I want to see what this thing has. Flash Cannon, it shouldn't do too much. Yeah, it does very little, as you can see. Hyper Voice, that's gonna be resisted, but this is probably Specs. Yeah, that's Specs damage. Alright. So we're gonna Acid Spray. Didn't do too much, but that's not a surprise. We're just gonna try and see what we can get out of this. We know this is a Specs Prima by the looks of that set. Especially with that damage output. We're still taunted, which is a little unfortunate. But we are gonna keep trying to wear this Primarina down. Because once I get rid of the taunt, I think I can be fine here. And so much. That's the Hyper Voice. Yeah, I don't think I outstall this unless I get a crit on this Acid Spray. Which we barely do anything, as you can see. This might be Assault Vest, but it looks more like Spikes. Can I shake off the taunt now, please? Think I've been taunted for enough time? Yeah. I definitely don't think I live, unfortunately. I'm gonna Protect just to see what I can do here. I'm just trying to stall this out just enough to see if I can heal enough. I don't think I can. I think he's doing a little too much damage. Yeah, I don't think I can survive this. So, Aerodactyl, Rillaboom, Duraludon, Primarina. How do I counter that? Not sure. Go for the double protect. I'm basically trying to stall out as long as I can. We don't get it, so he's going to take us out. That's fine. Okay. So we know what we're dealing with here. We know more or less what we're dealing. So, Policy Duraludon. So I need to watch out for that. So I'm not going to lead a Shifu, I don't think. Okay, so good game one to Ben. Ferrothorn definitely has a place in this match, for sure. I just need to figure out how I play around the rest of his team. Okay. So I think Weavile isn't terrible here. It's just going to be difficult because I don't have a Sash. Maybe I should have bought a Focus Sash. Not sure. I do think Zeraora is still a good lead for me. Maybe I lead Zeraora Weavile. Ferrothorn in the back. A Shifu isn't that great. Honestly. I do like Weezing. Weezing is decent. Sableye could be good if he brings Guard Jump. But I don't think he does. And burning Rillaboom doesn't seem all that important in this game. It's particularly as a triple axle can one-shot it with the Expert Belt. I shot to it KOs. Yeah. I'm gonna slightly adjust this. I do think Weavile has a place in this match, so we're gonna bring it. Because what I can do is lead Weavile and Zeraora. So if he leads Aerodactyl again, I can max Steel Spike into Ice Shard and deny the Tailwind. Or I can switch Weavile out. So we'll see if he changes leads. That's kind of what I'm interested in here. Yoda Adigalia. So he actually brings out the Rillaboom first this time. That's interesting. So no Duraludon lead. So this is kind of an interesting play. So I think what I do then is I'm going to max Steel Spike into the Aerodactyl. And Ice Shard it. Because I feel like with a defense boost, I should be able to live any hit unless this Rillaboom is a fighting move. I just don't want him to get Tailwind up. That's what I need to avoid. Because Tailwind is a problem for my team if he gets it up. Because Primarina just does so much damage. Especially as we know it's specs. Maybe I should have Steel Spiked into Rillaboom there and then Triple Axled, but given the fact that this Aerodactyl is naturally faster than my Weavile, I definitely need to be aware of that. One thing I do need to bear in mind, he actually switches Rillaboom out, which is fine. Ensign? Shakti, that's Ensign, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I still kill. If I don't now, this is a problem, but I think we're fine. So we're going to max our Zeraora again. Man, I should have brought a Shifu then, if he was going to bring Ensign. I didn't think he would bring Ensign, to be honest. I guess it makes sense. But we'll see. I think the Steel Spike into Ice Shard should still kill, because this Steel Spike does a lot of damage. Oh yeah, we definitely kill. We definitely kill. This thing's gone. Okay. So that's better for us. We got rid of the arrow. We are -1 attack, which is a little problematic. But we are also +1 defense. I guess the problem now is if he burns my Zeraora. That could be a problem. Obi-Wan, what is this? Duraludon. I think I max Knuckle into Ensign. Because I guess he fake outs my Weavile, right? He either fakes out Weavile or he burns my Zeraora. So I think I save Weavile for Rillaboom. I could actually go into Weezing here. Although I don't really take the Flash Cannons very well. So yeah, I think we're actually going to go into Ferrothorn. This is a very risky play, but I think it's worth it. As we do see the Duraludon Protect, but that's fine, because we didn't go into that, so... We are going to get a Knuckle off into the Ensign. We'll get a decent chip. Little bit of chip damage, that's fine. We'll get our attack back as well. But I think he burns me, though, I'll be honest. Because he didn't fake out, so he definitely went for Willow. Yeah, and he connects. What a surprise. If that was me going for Will-O-Wisp, I wouldn't connect there. So I know he's got Rillaboom in the back. But we have Weavile for that. The question is, how do I beat this Duraludon? That's kind of my problem. We are going to Wyrmwind into the Duraludon. And... Leech Seed into Duraludon. Because he protected last turn. So... I mean, I guess he could switch out. Wait, actually switched Ensign out. Okay. I'm fine with that. That's fine with me. Max is Duraludon. Alright. Interestingly, maxed. What does he have? Does he have Focus Blast? Oh, that could be a problem. If he's max Knuckle. Huh, I didn't think about that. Alright, we're gonna Wyrmwind. We're gonna lower this Rillaboom's attack. Which is actually really good that we're lowering its attack. We're obviously doing no damage, but that's perfectly okay at this point. I just wanted to make sure that this damage is lower. He actually Wyrmwinds himself. Doesn't do a lot, as you can see. We are keeping Weavile in the back purposely for that Rillaboom. I do need to watch out for the Ensign, though. We are going to connect the Leech Seed, which is nice. So, Ferrothorn's going to be pretty darn bulky at this point. But obviously, his main shtick here is that he's gonna try and make my Zeraora do as little damage as possible, but I'm kind of fine with this, because the longer Zeraora's on the field, the harder it's gonna be for him to win. At this point, I mean, Zeraora's not gonna do much either way here. Maybe I should try and make it easier for him to kill me. I guess I can Outrage, because I don't think it matters who I target here. And Acid Spray Rillaboom. Or do I Protect, just to see what he has? I think I Protect. Because he could have Max Knuckle. He actually switches the Rillaboom out. Okay. So he's really crippling my, Zeraora, but that's fine. Like, the more you do this, the actual semi-easier this game gets for me. Yeah, I'm gonna Protect. What else do you have on this thing? Yeah, I'm gonna get the Outrage off. I don't know who it targeted. Ensign. Tiny bit of chip damage. No problem. The one wins again. Yeah, he's just really focusing on my Zeraora. But that's fine. Because my Ferrothorn's not going to do damage anyway. That's not what it's here for. I guess his play now would be to try and go back into Rillaboom, right? But we're kind of stalling out his max pretty comfortably here. Like, yes, he's weakened my Zeraora to the point where it's kind of useless. But that's fine, because we are really stalling him out here. I'm gonna go for knockoff into the Incineroar. Because we're still locked into Outrage anyway. It's not gonna do any damage, but if we knock off the Rillaboom's Miracle Seed, then this is even easier for us. Fake out into Zeraora, that's whatever. Alright, Wormwind. Into Farah this time. Doesn't do too much. I mean, he's gonna kill my Zeraora anyway, so it makes sense that he just wants chip damage. And we are gonna knock off Instin's item. Guava Berry, that's what I figured. Alright, so I'm just making sure that this Duraludon's policy doesn't proc. Because that's kind of the one thing we need to watch out for here. But I think Ferrothorn can kind of stall this out. Alright, get a chunk of health back from the Leech Seed. I actually got a lot back there. We are still alive, which is a little annoying. I think he switches Instant out here. The problem is I really don't necessarily want to switch, but honestly, like, if he switches out and gets Grassy Terrain back up, I think we might have a bit of problems. So what I'm actually going to do is go into my Weezing here. And then Acid Spray into the Instant slot. Because I do predict him to switch the Instant out again. The problem is, how do I beat this Duraludon? Like, that's the only thing I need to be careful of, because Duraludon's a problem. This is where if I brought Special Zeraora, this would have been so much easier. But we are going to switch Zeraora out. Obviously, it's not going to do much later on, I know that, but I just want to see if I can prevent the Grassy Terrain going up. Because he does actually switch Duraludon out, so this actually worked out nice for us. Surprised he didn't switch Instant out. Is he Flare Blitzes? How much does this do? Oh, into Weezing. That's fine. Hey, we're gonna Acid Spray the Ensign. Get a Spadaf drop. I did nothing. Dumb. Alright. So we'll heal up. So at this point, I think Will-O-Wisping the Rillaboom is worth it. And then Protecting. Or I could actually save my Ferrothorn here. Because I need it for Duraludon. Because I can definitely stall out the Duraludon with Ferrothorn. Because he switches Incin out. So I could have stayed in and Leech Seeded there. But whatever. We'll switch Saiyan out. We'll leave him. We'll let Raikou die. Sorry, buddy. Well, this was a necessary play here. Fake out. Ah, you rotter. I thought he might do that, but I wasn't too sure. Alright, so Zeraora goes down. See, I don't need Weavile for anything other than the Rillaboom, right? So I could go into that now, but I think actually going into Ferrothorn is better. Alright. So now what I then do is protect Weezing on the double up, and then Leech Seed into the Duraludon. I mean, I guess he could switch Rillaboom back out, go back into Incin again, but I don't think that's going to help him. And if I Leech Seed, yeah, he does actually go Rillaboom out. Back into Incin. Alright, so we protect there. We do actually help live the turn. As he does Flash Cannon, not surprised. We are going to get the Leech Seed off on the Duraludon, so we're going to get a bit of health back. So I'll be interested if he switches the Duraludon back out this time. I think I have to go for the double protect to try and make sure I survive, and then Leech Seed into Incin. We don't get the double protect, which is a little unfortunate, as he does Flash Cannon me. This should kill. Fortunately, I'm not specially bulky enough to be able to take it, but that's fine either way. Alright, so he is going to intimidate me, but that's fine. So he does Flare Blitz, interestingly enough. Oh my god, that just killed me. Okay. That's problematic. Because I don't think my... Yeah, that does not do enough. I don't think I can win this now. We lost. We lost. Damn. We played this pretty poorly, though. And great games to Ben, dude. Like, what a great adaptation to his team. I'm gonna try and kill the Duraludon. I don't think I can, but we're gonna try. We are gonna go for the triple axle. This does not do enough. Unless I get a crit. Yeah, no. GG's, Ben. That was a pretty disappointing end. But this was a matchup that was not in our favor. I knew this going into the game. I didn't play very well. It's as simple as that. I'm going to say GG's to Ben. Very good series. Congratulations, Ben. This is your RBL win, dude. You deserved it. You were the strongest player throughout the season. You had a very strong matchup into me, which makes this a lot more difficult. But yeah, that's just the way the game goes. Like, every matchup has a favor. I don't think I played particularly well in the series. There was definitely a lot of things I should have done differently. My team selection probably was not super good. I think I was too worried about Machamp again. But yeah, I think he played very, very well. Very consistent. I tried to save Weavile in the back to try and kill the Rillaboom. I should have brought it in. There were a couple of turns I could have brought it in that game. I'm not sure. I don't think I played well enough. It's as simple as that. So, but I'll take a finals appearance. That's perfectly fine for me. Definitely a pretty good season for us. I look forward to next season of the RBL. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you, everyone, in the RBL for the season. Thank you, Raikou, for inviting me. Of course, thank you, Ben, for putting up with me in the final. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Ribombee Teacher. I'm your coach of the Royal Bournemouth Ribombees. Stay safe. Stay awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.